fucking Boston and the other could you like that?
Yeah,
shit,
that's a lot. That's a lot to take on.
That shit's insane.
That's a lot to take on.
Just be more mindful of relationships with the children.
Yeah.
Once you have kids, they are the most important thing in that scenario, in my opinion. Because a kid doesn't ask to be here.
Yeah.
A kid has no choice. A kid does not have an option.
Yeah.
A kid's just born and there it is. Like, how do these decisions affect a child?
Yeah.
And I think if more people would be cognizant and think about that, people might move differently. Or motherfuckers might just be selfish.
Well, you talk, but even though like, so there's other talks about like that brings it to mind, right? When you talk about like parents not being there, not being available, you know what I'm saying? Kids having to use different things to express themselves. And I was gonna segue into that I ain't gonna say the podcast I saw because we said we ain't gonna mention it, but like when a kid was like,
that's a good segue.
A father was asked, "Yo, like, what are your thoughts around if your son decided to paint his nails?" And it was a hard no for the gentleman that was asked, and he was just like, because we ain't doing that. It was a talk around masculinity and a real man's man, and I cringe a little bit when I hear things like that, because it's like you don't know what, like, where an inspiration may have come from, right? So for example, like my son now, he loves his mama, right? Like wants to be like her. And wants to, DJ, all this kind of stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
So then if he gets with me, he loves to watch basketball because he watch basketball. So he'll sit, watch a whole game, get in there with me, you know what I'm saying, get excited. Kids are going to reflect what they see. So it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to, if Niall shows up with his nails painted, oh, that means he gonna be a this, that, and the third. If Niall shows up with a basketball, he's going to the league. That's just not how it works. And I hate how the influence is. It means something. Like if my son paints his nails and I say it's okay, oh well, you ain't raising a man. How? And not to mention, there's other people that we both know who have children who have decided to come out and say they love differently. So does that make then the father less of a man? Because in my mind, a man, right, whatever the term is and whatever each individual's our head, a man shows up to be a voice for those that maybe can't be they can't speak to it, right? So if you have a young mind who is expressing themselves, and I like to draw. Well, we can't do that because we men out here, we tough. And I mean, what I'm saying, you take the bravado a certain way, but it has to come to a certain point where it's like, look, like raise my mind. Let me speak for myself. I can't speak for y'all.
No, speak.
Raise your child to be a great human being. Raise your child to be emotionally available. Raise your child to have emotional intelligence to speak up for something that they believe in. Like that's how you raise and break bonds of a new generation. Because when our kids get our age, right, Lord willing, we'll be here. But if we're not, we now know that, hey, there's a generation in Nile, a generation, I ain't gonna mention your daughters' names, but a generation in y'all daughters who will speak on y'all, who'll speak on the values that they've been instilled in them outside in the world. And when you get to a point where it's like, nah, I ain't painting my nails because I want to, because a man don't do that. Like you have women who cut grass. So does that mean? So I remember. Let's take a step back. I remember I was at a gas station, and yes, the man was in the passenger seat, and the woman got out and started pouring gas or whatever. Of course, in my mind originally, I was like, man, that's fucked up. But then I saw the man get out. He had like a walker, right? Because he had to like go to the restroom. I'm like, in my mind, just like that, I made an assessment in my mind that he's less of a man, not knowing this man got a whole fucking walker. You see what I'm saying? So it just makes me cringe a little bit.
Way to put that into perspective.
Yeah, but it just makes me cringe a little bit when we put these like these ideals on children who are kids that just want to express themselves, right? Just because your son, I'm just gonna put a son. Just because your son wants to paint his nails does not make him feminine. Just because a daughter wants to wear wants to dress like a boy or a quote unquote more masculine does not make her any less of a human being. Like, we got to get away from demeaning children being children, and I just hated that. I mean, again, I saw it on a clip of a podcast we ain't gonna mention because we said we ain't gonna do that. But it's like for the level of where y'all of this podcast where they're trying to reach, but that's scary to me.
But this is something I'm a step in.
No, that's cool. Yeah. My fault. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you good, bro. No, that was very passionate and very,
it's just
very well
because
said.
It's scary because again, that podcast that we're speaking about, they are speaking to dads. I ain't gonna say the name. They are speaking to dads, and it's like for y'all to have this influence. It's scary to think that this is the influence that you push out. Yeah.
A lot of us were raised. Even if we were in a single parent home, this is what men do. This is what women do.
Yep.
Gender roles were very defined.
Yep.
For me.
Yep.
When I was young, I was not really cooking or not really cleaning up the kitchen or no shit like that.
Yeah.
I took out the trash. I killed shit. I changed light bulbs. The sink messed up. Let me show you how to fix this. The toilet stopped up. Let me show you how to fix this.
Yep.
Like, I was taught. You go cut the grass. You go do this. You go do that. And, that's just how I learned shit.
Exactly.
Then I get older and I get an apartment and, nigga, if I wouldn't have actually taken cooking classes in high school, because all the girls was in cooking, I like being around girls, I'd have been fucked. Because until you find a mate, nigga, it's some shit you got to do. You got to clean up your own shit. You got to know how to fucking, don't no woman want to be around no dirty ass niggas, or you got to fucking know how to do shit.
Facts.
That I really didn't know how. I had to learn some shit as an adult, and a lot of men have to go through that.
Yep.
Like, because we don't know shit about design.
Exactly.
Our electronics be fire ass TV, great speaker system. Ain't no decor in that bitch. Like, we just got a crib because we didn't learn these things, young. Like, I remember I used to have I didn't even have hand soap. I washed my hands with the dishwashing liquid.
Yeah.
And fuck a dry towel or some shit like that. Do this shit like this.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
Keep moving. Back to it, yeah.
And women are taught certain things, or at least were taught certain things.
And
I never thought about picking up a dowel to learn how to do hair.
Yeah.
Till I had a daughter. And Amber sick, and by the time, whatever, I got to do my daughter hair.
Yeah.
Like, and I got to look up a YouTube video.
And even on that note.
So she won't go outside.
Looking crazy.
But am I less of a man because I learned how to do her hair?
And that's what I'm saying.
Fuck no.
And that's what I'm saying. You being a leader, right, should be what it's attached to. And I hate that even the frame around gender roles, I hate that. But it is what it is.
No, but that's just
I'm not saying you said that. Yeah. But then the other piece about that is, so for example, my son, right? I don't know why he loves it, but he likes to watch births. Like, he will sit and
childbirth?
Yes, he will sit. And I said I would have one time. I was like, let's watch it. Well, his mother's a doula. Cool. So he will sit and watch a whole birth and be like, that's that, that's this, that's that, that's that. And I remember one time we went to a
you might have a doctor.
Look, but let's stay there for a second, right? Let's say my son goes through that. He starts being this is that. Does that make him, right, less of a whatever in the eyes of the podcast that I saw, right? Because he is choosing to learn more about the female body, right? Not in a sexual way, but more so in like how it does it. So for example, my son has, go a little deeper. My son has a teacher who is transitioning from male to female, right? So obviously, with his love for watching births, he has questions. He was like, "Daddy, men can't have babies, right?" I'm like, "This is true." So then how? You know what I'm saying? These are the conversations that are needed. Yeah, sorry, that's what I mean. Yeah,
you got a smart ass kid,
but again, like. If ever at any moment I was to be like, yo, we're not watching no kids coming out because you too young for that. When you have 2-year-olds playing drums, you have kids who are doing great things at a young age. why are we diminishing that? So to the podcast and to the people that were on there talking about, I can't have my kids painting his nails. How do we know that he wasn't influenced by an athlete that he might like? And why, if that athlete is somebody he likes, it has to be something else other than I just like this athlete.
And two, okay,
you feel me? I want to look like my favorite basketball player. I don't know.
Clothes. Okay, I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
Nothing makes you gay, but being with another person of the same sex. Clothes don't make you gay. I mean, shit. I watched Dennis Rodman do all kind of crazy shit when I was coming up. And I used to like Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman was.
I never said I'm gonna put on a dress too.
Dennis Rodman was one of them boys.
But if I wanted to put on a
dress,
I had hands. I would have just whooped the nigga ass for saying something crazy to me. Because if you got hands, you let your hands talk.
Yeah.
Young Thug is Young Thug.
When he first came out, right?
He was wearing dresses,
yep.
And listen,
yep.
Rich Homie Quan was like, I ain't on that gay shit.
Yeah.
And we ain't heard it from Rich Homie Quan since he alive.
Yeah.
But then people are going to express themselves.
Yeah.
And I don't have a son, so I can't speak on that per se. But if my daughter came home and dressed like fucking the Lady of Rage one day, she's still gonna be my damn daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't gonna be like
I ain't gonna lie. Like it just come to mind. Like you talk about dressing like people. So like, because again, we live in a society where it's accepted. Like say for example, if your daughter wanted to dress like, I don't know, 50 Cent, it would be accepted. Oh, dress like 50 Cent. If my son now said, "Daddy, I want to be Sexy Red for Halloween," yay! Well, okay, hold on, we gotta, cause that
Sexy Red's not. We gotta pick a different woman. It ain't got nothing to do with being
okay. If my son says, "Daddy, I want to be president one day. I want to dress like Kamala Harris for Halloween," damn, I'm gonna be like, whoo, might have to jump into the village for this one because I don't know how this. I want you to dream to be president, but now I gotta think. Okay, you feel? Hey, no,
this is a heavy talk,
and that's the real thing. Like,
but no one never said Martin was gay when he was Shanae.
True.
Like nobody never was like, oh,
but that's
Wanda.
Oh, Wanda, great thing. But again, like,
so I mean, I see both sides.
But like, think about it. We're living in a world where there may be a black woman president, right? You have inspiring young minds who are like, I want to be a president like Kamala Harris. I want to be like Kamala Harris for Halloween. Oh, okay. And that's when you be like, okay, right?
Now,
it takes a different mindset.
Versus
worrying about like paint on nails.
This is me being me and being very vulnerable. My daughter don't know shit about Barack, and I'm sure your son doesn't either. This is when I might pull up some pictures or video of Barack as a black male president, so he knows that there's another alternative.
Yeah, of course,
out there.
Yeah.
It's like, because I mean, I still got to be a father and be like, oh my bad, but you wasn't even on this earth.
Yeah.
But we had a black man president too, Barack Obama. Here he go, and here goes some of his speeches.
Crazy, yeah.
So like I'm not gonna judge my child and try to reprimand my child per se.
Right there.
But I would definitely be like, hey, you probably don't even know this.
Yeah.
But look. Yeah. Here's a black man
and that right there.
No, that right there. And that's not me trying to
like. No, it's not. But that right there.
Trying to control my child. That's been like.
It's not
showing both sides of the coin.
Showing both sides of the coin.
Now,
but that right there.
If she, I'm pretending I have a son. Yeah. If he still was like, but no, Kamala doper. I got to sit down and I got to have a talk.
Yeah,
with myself, I got to sit down and be like,
there you go, right there.
We as grown ups,
that's perfect.
Aren't necessarily all the time even concerned about the child.
Yeah,
how are people going to perceive me as a parent?
Yeah,
for allowing my child,
a kid, right?
Like,
but they be like, how you gonna let your kids like wait?
Like, and I think that's a bigger, that's a bigger thing to a lot of people.
The outer image of what my child wants to be. You do not know why he wants to dress like a president that for this reason is going to be a woman. It would be even more flag if I'm a black man and my son say, I want to dress like Donald Trump, daddy, right? But somewhat be accepted because he's a man, he sees a man. No, like, you feel what I'm saying? There has to be. Like, you feel what I'm saying? It's like almost like, oh well, I get it. That'd be more
I guess,
accepted.
yeah,
would it be more accepted? The fact that your son want to dress up like a president that happens to be a woman, or a gangster that sells dope in the street.
That would be an alternative for both for me, because I feel like I need to show my child that the world is bigger than what he sees.
Yeah.
So if it was a gangster, I would be like, well, this guy right here used to sell drugs too. Mm-hmm. Now he's a millionaire, and it'd be Jay-Z or somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, this ain't got to be the end all be all.
Yeah.
Or I just saw a video, literally, and it was some father and his son was good at sports, good at football. And a white guy walks by and it's like, oh man, he's great. He's got hands. Your hand's going to take you far. And the son's like, yep, I'm going to the league.
I remember that.
Blah, 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 blah. And then the father was like, but listen, these hands could do so much more. Have you ever thought about what else you could do?
Yeah.
And he showed some other prominent black people in like politics, finance, owners, an astronaut. Like, your hands can do so much more.
Yeah.
Don't limit yourself. So even when it comes to whatever, us as parents are to we're supposed to expose our kids to different things. So hopefully they pick something that they like and go towards that. Be it sports, be it a profession, a hobby, whatever. And at some point, if we've done a good job as parents, we have to trust that when our kids are old enough to start making decisions, that they're making informed decisions. I'm not talking about a 10-year-old per se. I'm talking like a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
If I've done my job as a parent and instilling morals and values and you know, this, yes, you could do this, but you could do that. When my child starts making decisions, all of that is not a reflection on me per se, but some of it is.
Yeah.
I would much rather my child, as you said, be a well-adjusted, emotionally available, productive citizen, just all around good person.
Because the thing is, we celebrate the results, but hate to look at the process, right? Think about it. If and I ain't gonna keep putting it on now, but like, let's say now I want to dress up like Kamala Harris for Halloween, and let's say, Lord, that'd be crazy. 30, 40 years down the line, my dad let me dress up as president, and here I am as your president. And like, damn, you know what I'm saying? I would have killed that dream to be like, no, you can't do that. You gotta be Spider-Man or Deadpool, Wolverine. You feel what I'm saying? Like, these are the kind of things that you low key don't even know. I'm not saying you.
No, I know what you're saying.
Like of that podcast that I saw, like, diminished.
But that's not the only podcast.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what I saw.
Because D Wade gets dissected on a bunch of stuff for the same thing.
Facts.
So this isn't.
Great.
This is not a new phenomenon.
I forgot about that.
Like, because like this isn't a new thing. And gender roles and sexuality and things like that. This is not new. We just see it more because of podcasts and because we live in a society where we are. There's shit that we say that I know because I read the comments that people can't stand some of the shit that we say, and you are entitled to your opinion.
Like saying Cavs West.
That does not make okay. You know, and